If you're easily offended, this channel ain't for you. Trust me. Welcome back to Never Regret Projects. My name is John, and today we are road tripping a road trip. Yeah, a twofer. So today I'm with a friend of mine who bought this. Can't tell you what year it is. It is an international. There's a tag, international logo right there. You can barely see it anymore. And it does say international on the main tag. If I can find it, I'll show it to you. Anyway, 3-cylinder Detroit. I'm assuming that you know what assumptions are. I'm assuming it's a 353, maybe a 371. We have a new starter for it. Well, we have a rebuilt starter for it. The man took the starter off of it and had it checked out and got it rebuilt. But today we are going to see what we can do to get this to start besides putting a starter on it. So one of the things I'm going to do is show you some of the steps that it takes to start something that's been sitting like this. This tractor has been sitting for a minimum of 10 years that we've been told. Tires need air, yada yada. Typical old equipment just sitting out in the, this is in the New Mexico desert out by Carlsbad. So what are some of the things you need to check whenever you go to start something like this? One, battery voltage. We can verify through the starter and the generator that it's a 12-volt system. That helps. Two, you need to see if the injectors are stuck. Detroits are notorious for when they sit, the injector's sticking. And I'm going to take you through the steps of doing that one today. Three, once the injectors are unstuck, if they're stuck, which these are, I'm going to take this off because the flapper valve down here for the killing it, if it goes to run away, is froze solid. So I'm going to take this off and we're going to have a piece of steel set on top to set on top of it if it does run away. Never, ever, 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 ever go to the end of the air cleaner and plug it. You've got a rubber hose here and a rubber hose over there that can get sucked into the motor that way. Always eliminate the rubber joints if you're going to go do something like that. So I think before I even put the starter on it, I'm going to take this off to make it easier to get into the valve cover and check everything out. I will bring you back when I get to that point where I'm getting ready to pull the valve cover. So here is one of the Detroit diesel tags. I don't know how to read it. I'll look it up when I get home. I don't know a lot about Detroits. I know enough to not blow them up when we start them. So yay, there's that. But I thought I'd show you the tag when I found it. And again, GM General Motors diesel power makes an old school Detroit diesel, and General Motors diesel on the valve cover on both sides. So score. All right, now the fun begins. We're going to take this valve cover off. It's real easy on these older Detroits. These two hand nuts go right there, and if you're lucky, oh wow, that's nice in there. Very nice. I see the dirt in here. So the gasket on this one is a rubber. Very nice. That's reusable. And we just got to clean that out before we try to start it. Yep. But that rack is frozen solid.
Just got to brought a ladder.
Yeah, I thought about that too. Okay. Well, I'll bring you back when I get to the point where I can do something. And there, for the astute among us, is the other tag. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to take, they've already pulled the pin and verified that the rack is stuck. What I'm going to do, I'm going to take the 4 bolts out that hold this rail in place and take this rail out. That's going to be the easiest thing for me to do, and check this out. So I'll see you when I get done with that. All right, so as you can see, we have the rack out now. So now what I'm going to do, this is the actuator for the injectors. Each one of these is the actuator for the injector. So what I'm going to do is try to see which one of these injectors was stuck by moving it in or out. Not moving. Not moving. All right, that injector's not stuck. See how that moves? So I have 2 stuck, 1 that ain't. All right, so that makes me feel pretty good that we have 1 that's not stuck. I'm not disappointed in that fact. So now I just got to free those 2 up. Now, according to what I saw on the interwebs, which you and I both know how the interwebs go, but a shout out to old 2-stroker, because he's the one that I've been watching do this. He showed me how to unstick injectors without having to pull them, and that's what we're going to try to do today. So what I need to do is pull these 4 metal lines, because these 2 are good, so I don't have to pull these. So I need to pull these 2 metal lines on both of these, and then start doing some hokey pokey looby dooby, and see what we can do. I'll bring you back when I'm not point. This is old school American iron. All the bolts and nuts and stuff, even these screws here, should all be standard SAE threads. Should be nothing metric on this. Just a heads up, if you go to work on these and all you have is metric tools, you might want to go buy some standards. I'm not going to bore you with how I do this. If you really want to see how to do it, go to old 2-stroker. I will put a link to the video I watched on him doing the same thing that I'm about to do. He's more into these things than I am, and he has a lot more knowledge on it. So I will bring you back once I have them freed up. All right, and we're back. So as you can see, I've done some cleanup in here. And this injector worked like it's supposed to. That's how an injector is supposed to work on any 2-stroke Detroit. Should be able to do it with your fingers. These 2 were stuck. And as you can see, it's been about half hour, 45 minutes of doing this, but as you can see, they move in and out by hand. Now I'm going to put these lines back on, and these lines are symmetrical, so it doesn't matter. They go on anyway, and I'm gonna put the rack. No, I'm gonna put those lines back on. They're symmetrical. They go on anyway on either spot, so it doesn't matter which way they go. And I'm gonna put the rack back in it, put the pin in it, and try moving the throttle inside the cabin. Make sure everything moves before I put the valve cover back on. Once I get the rack back in it and everything hooked back up, when I'm ready to move the throttle, I'll bring you back. And we're back, In case you haven't noticed, the wind has picked up. So, I now have the rack bolted down. I've got all the injector lines hooked up. Governor's hooked up. And she moves free, moves back and forth. Next, I'm gonna go put the valve cover on it, just set it on here for now. And then it's starter time. I'll bring you back after I get done with the starter. And we're back again. Sorry for the wind, I can't help it. Mother Nature sucks. Or today she blows, whichever. Anyway, next goes the starter. When the gentleman who bought the tractor got it, didn't have a starter solenoid. None of the wiring was hooked up because the starter solenoid was off, but the 3 bolts were in the starter to hold it in place. So he took it off. We took it to a shop in Roswell, New Mexico. They rebuilt it, put a new, looked at it and made sure everything was right. Put a new starter solenoid on it for us, and make sure it works, and it does. So I'm gonna bolt this one on. We're gonna throw, and then I'm gonna throw a battery in it. Before I hook the battery up, I will give you guys a turn back on, because if there's going to be a smoke show, I want it on video. But until I get the starter bolted in and everything hooked up, everything but the battery hooked up, I'm not going to be back. So I'll talk to you when I get ready to put the battery in it. And we're back. As you can see, the starter is all bolted up. I have a loser switch hooked to it that I made. Yes, I made that. We are doing our initial walk around. Make sure we got nothing on here, and we don't. You had the battery hooked up, and I saw no smoke release. So hey, we're golden with that one. Mr. Owner, is you ready to hear this run? All right, fire in the hole. Wait a minute, yeah, fire in the hole, take one. Right now, I'm just gonna turn it over and see if it turns over. Oh shit! Yay! Fuck!
What a mess.
But it runs.
Yep. It does.
Yeah, at least one injector stuck. Sorry about that. I hope you still work. If you don't, tough shit. All right, that, young boys and girls, is called a runaway. Sorry for dropping you, but I did what I had to do. If I did get it shut off, you block the air off and kill it. So we had an injector stick. Now I got to go back up top, open up the valve cover and check the injector slides and see which injector's stuck again, and see if we can't get it to free up.
Okay.
I'll get to come back to you when I get that far. So it was at this point, it was getting late in the day, but we did do a couple of things that will be introduced in the next video, that we did find a couple of issues. May or may not have been part of the problem. I'll save it for the next video. But it was getting late. We were tired. We're frustrated. I mean, don't get me wrong, we had some good news. It does run. You heard it. And it sounded like it was hitting on all 3 cylinders, even though it was running as fast as it wanted to. Thankfully, we stopped it from blowing itself apart. But I think this right here is where we're going to end this half of the video. The next half of the video is going to be Do we actually get it to run right? Did we find a problem? Did we fix the problem? It's definitely frustrating when you know you've done everything right and you still have issues. And that's exactly where we were at that point. We had done what we thought was right for everything, and we still had issues. Stay tuned for the next episode of this video, and we'll see what we can get done. Please remember to comment, like, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.